That's crazy because even Rick was talking about how they would, Ric Flair was on the podcast. They would go to a hotel, they would all walk down together, and they would have to like separate a little bit because people would see them in the lobby. They don't want to work out with guys they have rivalries. Is it still like that?
It is for those that have that old school mentality. Like with my son, we try to keep it as professional as we can when we're around the business. When we're family time, hey, we're family, and we bond, we stick together. But during work days, we try to keep our distance. That's really? the way it should be. That's before wrestling was leaked and fans started to know about the storylines and that they don't have beef, but they do when they step in the ring. My son, I kind of gave that to my son where he still had a little bit of that old school mentality. So he would always, like, if we'd walk by a restaurant and I was sitting down and he'd walk in, he wouldn't say hi to me. If there's fans around the restaurant, he'd just ignore me. And people would go, man, they really don't talk to each other. so you keep that that secret alive, it's good.
How hard is that though? How hard is that to live that type of lifestyle?
It's not that hard when you've grown up seeing that your whole life. My uncle was like that, ever since I can remember. I had to kind of learn on my own how this really worked because my uncle wouldn't tell me the secrets behind wrestling. I would go to my uncle to the shows, carry his bag, 8, 9 years old. And, he would sign autographs for the kids as he's walking to the arena. I'd see who he'd wrestle against. And then afterwards, we'd all go have dinner. And I would try to recognize the guy that was sitting in front of him or next to him because they didn't have the mask. The majority of the wrestlers in Mexico are masked. So I would try to put 2 and 2 together. And then once eventually when it would hit, like, man, but they were talking to each other. So what happened they just wrestled against each other. So it took some time in order to understand, it's what we do is inside the ring and it's entertainment.